Alright guys, today I have something special for you, and that is my Laserdisc collection, and this is as of, what is today, February something, you know what day it is, but basically I'm just going to go through each one of these, and since I got a good amount of positive feedback on my retrospective, I thought you guys might be interested in seeing what movies and stuff I have for it. So let's just go ahead and get started here. First, I have An Evening with Robin Williams, and this is basically like him doing stand-up for an hour or so, and it's pretty entertaining. And you can't. I bought this one because you can't get it on DVD. It's only on VHS and Laserdisc. So if you guys are interested in seeing this, which you should because it's pretty funny, this is the best way, or this is the best video quality you can get out of it, because like I said, VHS isn't as good quality as Laserdisc is. So yeah, the best way to watch this is on Laserdisc. So that's why I picked this one up. Really funny. Definitely recommend it. This next one is a lesser known movie. It's called Dr. Jekyll and Mrs. Hyde. And it basically takes the story Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde and makes it where he turns into a woman instead. And it's pretty funny. It's kind of stupid. I mean, it's not like a great movie or anything, but it's entertaining enough that I've watched it twice, and I could probably watch it a couple more times. Yeah, so not bad. It's kind of more expensive because it had a really limited DVD run, and so basically the only way to get it kind of cheap is through Laserdisc or VHS. So yeah, one of those movies again where if you want to see it, it's probably the best to go with the Laserdisc version. And then one more that's kind of hard to get on DVD is Stuart Saves His Family. Now, basically, it takes Al Franken's character from the late 80s and early 90s. He did this character called Stuart Smalley, and he was basically like this guy who grew up in a messed up family, and so then he started doing his own TV show about, it was called Daily Affirmation, and it was just this SNL skit that was extremely funny. So he decided to make a movie about it, and it was, I mean, I think it's a pretty good movie, but it didn't do too well in the theaters, so that's why it's kind of hard to get on DVD, because not a lot of people were into it. So I really like this movie. I think it's completely underrated, but I would watch the SNL skits first on it. But yeah, I really like this movie, and glad to have it. That was close. They almost slipped off the chair I have it on. This next one here is Blazing Saddles. Now, this one is a Mel Brooks movie. It's pretty stupid, but pretty funny at the same time. And unfortunately, my copy is pretty beat up, as you can probably tell on the sides here and up here. So it's pretty worn, and so is the disc. And actually, the second side, it's almost unwatchable because it's just like so scratched up that it's got a lot of video noise and audio noise on it. So yeah, it's really hard to watch. But yeah, which is kind of a bummer. So yeah, this one's pretty beat up. So if you see a Laserdisc that's pretty beat up, I would definitely not recommend picking it up just because it might have that problem. This next one here is The Cable Guy. It's a Jim Carrey movie, obviously. It's kind of dark. It's not like normal Jim Carrey movies, where it's all like super silly. This one's got like kind of a dark side to it, but still, I think it's an underrated movie, and I thought it was pretty entertaining. So I'd recommend picking it up if you see it. There's not really any significance to me owning this on Laserdisc other than it was cheap. Next up is Mars Attacks. Now, I loved this movie as a kid. Like, we never owned it, but I saw it at a friend's house, and I wanted to own it ever since. So I bought this a couple months ago, and, now that I watched the movie again, I mean, it's not that great, but it's still entertaining, but it's pretty stupid. I do sort of like it still, but yeah, it's pretty stupid. This is pretty nice. Laserdisc, especially you know, it's not beat up or anything. So yeah, not a great movie. This next one here is MASH. Haven't seen it yet. It's been sitting here. Looks like an older Laserdisc. Yeah, but haven't watched it. Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Now this one is a really cool one to have because it was one of the few CAV Laserdiscs, and I talked about this in my retrospective, but basically you could go frame by frame on this one, and there are a couple frames, questionable frames in this movie, and so yeah, it was pretty interesting when this came out because, you know, there's a part where you know, someone flips someone off, and then there's also, you know, a controversy about, you know, if you can see her underwear in a scene, and yeah, so it's pretty weird, but yeah, I just own this because I didn't have it on DVD already, so yeah. Next up, Schindler's List. Now, I think this is an amazing movie. You know, it really does a good job of, you know, showing how sad the Holocaust was. It is long, but you know, I think for a good reason. I think, you know, there was definitely not a whole lot they could have cut out. But yeah, it's just such a great movie. Great actors in it. Steven Spielberg does a great job directing it, and it's pretty amazing and eye-opening movie. So yeah. All right, this next one is Speed, and this one's a pretty entertaining action movie with Keanu Reeves. He basically plays a police officer that you know, basically gets on this bus, and it turns out that there's this villain that took the, you know, if they go under like 50 miles an hour on the bus, then it will explode. So yeah, that's basically the whole premise. It's pretty intense, but it's pretty fun to watch too. So yeah, this one is probably one of the most common Laserdiscs ever. It's super cheap, so I mean, it's definitely worth the price that it goes for on eBay. So check it out if you want. It's a pretty good one. This one I have not seen yet. It's called The Ghost in the Darkness. I have no idea if it's good or not. It's got Michael Douglas, so it probably should be pretty good. But yeah, I haven't watched it yet. Apocalypse Now. Oh, by the way, I think there were a couple there that opened up like this. So, you know, if I forgot, then oh well. But yeah, a lot of Laserdiscs that have 2 discs in them open up like this and have some cool artwork and stuff. So yeah, fun fact there. But this movie is pretty intense. It's about the Vietnam War, and it's pretty good. Not my favorite, but I could definitely see why people would like it. It's pretty amazing movie, but just not a huge fan. Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Now, this is another Steven Spielberg movie. Probably one of his best. I don't know. It's, you know, he's had so many good movies that it's hard to really say he, you know, choose a best one that he's done. But yeah, this one's great, I think. And if you guys if you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. A lot of these, like I said before, guys, a lot of these there's no real reason for me to have these on Laserdisc, but I don't know. They're really cheap. So if you get a big lot on eBay, then, you know, they're probably going to be way cheaper than the DVD or VHS equivalents. All right, next up is Heat. Now, I haven't watched this one yet. Looks pretty good, though. I mean, Al Pacino and Robert De Niro, you can't go wrong with that. So this one looks pretty good. Can't wait to watch this. This is Con Air. This one's pretty entertaining. It's kind of, it's an odd movie. It's like an action movie. It's about these prisoners that get, you know, they get on a plane, and they try and like overtake it. So it's pretty good. Lots of action. You know, the story's kind of weak. I mean, that's kind of what you expect from this kind of movie, but still pretty fun to watch. Falling Down. Haven't seen this one yet. Looks pretty good though. Michael Douglas is an amazing actor, so this one should be good. Desperado. Now this one's pretty entertaining. It's like got that right mix of action and comedy and story that makes for a pretty good movie. So I really like this one. If you guys haven't seen it yet, I definitely recommend watching it. Although it is R, so it may be inappropriate for some of you. Treasure of the Sierra Madre. Now this one is a classic movie. I've heard. I actually haven't seen it yet. It came in a lot of movies, but I haven't seen it yet. It's got Humphrey Bogart, who was in Casablanca, so this one should be pretty good. I just haven't gotten around to watching it yet. Right, Harold and Maude. Now this one's a weird movie. I actually really enjoy it, but it's pretty interesting. It's about this kid that like pretends to kill himself a lot. So yeah, it's pretty weird. And then he ends up like, dating this like old woman. Yeah, it sounds weird, but trust me, it's a pretty good movie. So I'd recommend watching it if you haven't already. Yeah, pretty weird. I had never heard of it before I saw it, but yeah. Die Hard, classic. If you haven't seen this movie already, you need to see it right now because it's such a great action movie. Bruce Willis does a great job, and yeah, definitely cannot recommend it enough. Top Gun. This came with the Laserdisc player that I got, so yeah, that's my reason for getting it. And I wouldn't mind too much. The back's kind of cool, but I mean the inside is just so boring. Like it's probably one of the worst fold things I've ever seen, and especially since there's no disc in this side. I mean, there's like, what's the point? I mean, all they have is the chapter select stuff here. But yeah, it's just like you can't even make out the picture. It's just like a fighter jet that's kind of hidden. It's really stupid, but it's an okay movie. It's kind of a chick flick. Now, Braveheart. I have not seen this one yet. I mean, it's 4 sides, so it's probably like... Is this extended play? I don't know. I would think it is. Yeah, it's extended play. It's, see how long it is. It is... Where is it? It's 177 minutes, so... Almost 3 hours. It's pretty insane. But, yeah, I've heard good things about this one. I want to watch it at some point. Oh, this one's good. Liar, Liar. Now, this is probably... I don't know, I think this is my favorite Jim Carrey movie of all time. Maybe this and The Truman Show, but this is such a great premise for a movie. And if you guys seen Yes Man, they kind of ripped it off, but like did it. I don't know. I think it wasn't as good as the premise of this one. Basically, he can't lie, so I mean, it makes for a hilarious movie. And he's a lawyer, of course, who's like a defense, No, not a lawyer. He's an attorney, a defense attorney that has to defend someone who's obviously done something wrong. So yeah, it's pretty funny. But if you guys haven't seen it yet, it's like a classic. You guys should definitely check this one out. This one's got a couple cool things too. It's got a lot of special features, which is odd for a Laserdisc. You guys probably can't read that. Oh well, trying to get this focused right, but basically, it's got audio commentary, which is cool for this. You basically switch audio channels. It's got a featurette, theatrical trailer, and production photographs. So the photographs take use of the frame by frame thing. So it basically, each frame is a photograph. So it's pretty awesome. And yeah, so this is a cool Laserdisc. It's kind of outdated by, it sounds funny to say, oh, it's weird that there's all these special features, but for Laserdiscs, it's kind of an odd thing. But yeah, definitely a cool one to have. And then my last one here, kind of ending on a bad note. Well, some of you might not agree, but Mission Impossible. Now, this one I got thinking I'd like the movie, and I really didn't. Because I had heard such great things about the series. This one is just boring. It just drags really badly. And, the action sequences are supposed to add like a cool, effect to it, but I don't know, I didn't feel excited throughout the entire thing. It felt bland, and I don't know, I did not like it at all. and which surprises me because, you know, the series has gone on to do, you know, a ton of movies. So, I mean, maybe other people see it differently than I do, but I just thought this was extremely boring. But yeah, guys, that's it for the Laserdisc collection. I'll probably do an update when I get, you know, a sizable amount more. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like down below if you liked it, dislike it if you disliked it.